South Africa, 1901. The British Crown sent an army to fight by the book against Dutch farmers who fought back any way they could.
It's a new kind of war, George. It's a new war for a new century.
Lord Kitchener himself recognized the unorthodox nature of this warfare when he formed a special squad to deal with it.
They were soldiers, trapped between shifting codes of honor.
New orders from Kitchener. No prisoners. The gentleman's war is over.
It's wrong, mate. You know it is.
I just follow orders.
Harry Harbord Morant, Lieutenant Bushveld Carbineers.
They've been quite effective, sir.
Very effective. We've just arrested 3 of them for shooting Boer prisoners and a German missionary.
This man killed Captain Hunt. He will be executed immediately. They mutilated him. They mutilated him with knives while he was still alive.
They were 3 men pitted against the army for which they fought.
We didn't carry military manuals around with us. We were out on the veldt, fighting the Boer, the way he fought us. I'll tell you what rule we applied, sir. We applied Rule 303. We caught them, and we shot them under Rule 303.
One man defended them against an empire.
Now, these orders were issued, sir. And soldiers like myself and these men here have had to carry them out, however damned reluctantly.
Breaker Morant, a tale of honor and injustice. From the director of The Getting of Wisdom.
If these 3 Australians have to be sacrificed to help bring about a peace conference, small price to pay.
I quite agree, sir. Though I doubt the Australians share our enthusiasm.
You're a liar! Order!
Breaker Morant.
Let's go.
1942. There probably wasn't a worse way to grow up.
Don't panic. It's a bushfight.
There was Griff, Vinci, Zan, and Johnson. And then there was the sergeant. He made the patch they wore on their shoulders. He made the Big Red One.
Do you know what they call you 4 guys? Sergeant's 4 horsemen.
This is the Big Red One.
Combat rejects sure know how to lay down fire. Sergeant! Sergeant!
Griff.
I can't murder anybody.
Stop.
How do you like the book? Damn good. I wrote it, babyface.
Vinci.
Oh! Hey, for how much?
Johnson.
Oh! I think I'd like the most
Johnson,
beautiful...
you're gonna deliver a baby.
What baby?
Let's go.
This is the incredible story that Samuel Fuller has waited 35 years to tell. These are the boys of the Big Red One. They're not boys anymore. Academy Award winner Christopher Walken. The Dogs of War.
The job pays $10,000.
15.
It's only a reconnaissance.
The Reconnaissance.
The reconnaissance is no good if you don't come back.
I always come back.
Welcome to Zangaro.
Whoa, wait a minute!
This is not America, Mr. Brown.
The mission.
Could a well-trained, well-equipped mercenary force succeed?
Anybody want to know how we're going to do this?
Give me names, dates. I'll see to it the money gets paid. And run hard deals. These guys put up $1 million, so let's make sure there's change, because I figure we ought to keep it.
$1,500 1,000 rounds.
If you're trying to stick us, I can do business down the street.
It's the ultimate in killing technology. No, you put the right mix in this thing, and its killing potential is fantastic. Fragmentation, grenades, tactical, anti-tank, anti-personnel.
The weapons.
Whose war are you going to fight?
Cry havoc and let slip the Dogs of War. Academy Award winner Christopher Walken. Tom Berenger. The bestseller by Frederick Forsyth. The Dogs of War.
Six freighters sunk by German submarines in the Indian Ocean in the past month. Look, damn it, we've got to get rid of that transmitter. Do you know how many lives depend on supplies that are lying at the bottom of the Indian Ocean?
I think our first priority is to find whoever heads the spy ring.
What do you want, senor?
I want you to use your influence to persuade the governor to have a reception. Among the invited guests will be every port official from Marmagoa.
They're kidnapping me! Help!
You got away with killing Trompeter, and a fat lot of good it did us.
We did find out that the transmitter's on the Ehrenfeld.
I'd like to go into that harbor with commandos and blow the whole filthy place up, but we can't, which is rather frustrating.
What if a group of British civilians managed to board the Ehrenfeld?
And which civilians did you have in mind?
The Calcutta Light Horse.
Lewis, you're talking about a mixed bag of boozing, middle-aged, pot-bellied businessmen. It's insane, and you know it.
Are you expecting my men to volunteer without having the faintest idea what they're volunteering for?
Right. Unfortunately, Bill, there'll be no pay in it. No pensions if anyone's killed or wounded. And no credit.
It all sounds unbelievably attractive to me. Love it. Now, those of you who are selected will leave in about 7 days.
What are you doing?
Just turning up. You'll be gone for 2 weeks.
Mr. Melbourne, are you all right?
Get out! I think it's best if you tell your wives you've been ordered up to ranch shift.
You're not going to Ranchi.
Don't be ridiculous.
It's another woman, isn't it?
We still have that date.
That is the best idea I've heard all day.
We're actually stealing an entire ship, and all I get is 5 light horse for crew, plus 3 hired lascars.
We are not stealing the Queen Mary.
Then you bring the others across by train to Cochin.
Then for a grand finale,
We sail right into Marmagoa Harbor and blow up everything in sight.
How long have you got on those mines?
A couple of minutes, maybe.
Start engines! Start engine! Push on! Somebody, what the hell's gone wrong?
Donald Sutherland.
Excuse me?
Kate Nelligan. The bestseller of passion and suspense. Eye of the Needle.
Come in.
Good evening. I'm Henry Baker.
I don't even know what you do.
I'm a writer.
A man with a past he can't reveal.
I'm beautiful.
A woman with a future she can't imagine.
You just seen David.
Just now, yes.
Two desperate lovers trying to escape. He with his secret. She with her life.
Lucy, I'm not going to hurt you, Lucy, I promise. But I am coming in. I have to come in.
When the moment comes, there is only one choice. Eye of the Needle. The Ken Follett bestseller that you couldn't put down is now the movie you won't want to miss. Eye of the Needle.
From a place you never heard of comes a story you'll never forget. Gallipoli.
"20 years,
20 fruitless years we've wasted on this war.
What are we fighting in reality? Desert tribesmen? Ghosts? I want their leader brought here. I want him brought to me. I want the revolution crushed.
I give you Libya, General.
My father used to say, blows that don't break your back, strengthen it. We will show Graziani some spine.
We will fill their wells. We will burn their fields. We will destroy their trees.
We will turn their land brown.
Why do you not surrender? You cannot win this war. Your blood against their metal.
They take this land by day, but by God, we take it back by night.
Lost them.
We win or we die. And don't think it stops there. We will have the next generation to fight, and after the next, the next.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been informed that Bunker Hill Academy is to be closed. An end to nearly a century and a half of tradition, and an end to the heart of us.
Sir, how can they do this?
With the stroke of a pen, sir. Their field of honor was a desktop.
The lady said the proprietors ordered the school closed. Now, as I see it, we are the proprietors.
You tell us where you put those weapons, or this will be the sorriest day of your life.
All right, we have 3 demands. They're very reasonable. When they're met, we'll be happy to return every weapon, every shell.
You say we. Who else?
Number 1, I want a meeting with General
Put your
Bench.
hands behind your back.
Stay where you are, Sheriff. Everyone in here is here because they want to be here.
Our son would not be involved in something like this.
Lady, if my son can be involved in it, your son can be involved in it.
My men, our tanks, our helicopters, we will take this campus.
So anybody who isn't 100% sure of what we're doing, take 1 step forward. Attention! What? Major Mullen, he's our man. Major Mullen, he's our man. They don't scare us, do they, Charlie?
No, sir. Me neither, sir. They don't scare me.
What in God's name did they teach you in here?
You and I have nothing more to talk about.
Blaster, Wilkes, Johnson, Charts, Scott, Sailor, and Colonel Jason Rhodes. These are the men who trained together, fought together, and survived together. Now, In the most important mission of their lives, they're going back to get their buddies who were left behind.
Are you ready? All right, gentlemen, let's go. We can't leave anybody behind this time! Okay, your history, pal! I'm gonna take out the tower! Hold on! Let's go, fly this thing!
Come on, buddy. We're going home. Paramount Pictures presents Uncommon Valor.
Nicaragua, 1979.
It's June 10th, the evacuation of Leon.
Their job is reporting the news. They freeze truth in pictures. They put war into words.
Forget the Pope, Charlie. You got the Pope someplace every week. It's a big story down here because it's the first sign of fighting in Managua.
Were you guys making it before she split?
No! For God's sake, Alex, we're friends.
But they fell in love in a country under fire.
What side are you on? I don't take sides, I take pictures.
We all know the revolutionaries are going to win, don't we?
Who's Raphael?
Comandante Rafael, the most popular leader of a most popular democratic revolution.
Who can they trust?
Are you a spy, aren't you?
Nobody's a spy anymore.
And you're a businessman?
That sounds good.
Wait a minute, I'm a journalist.
They are threatened by the army.
Your camera.
Lied to by the president.
Rafael is dead.
He has been killed in an ambush near Matagalpa.
I think Raphael is alive. I'm gonna find him.
What can they believe?
He knew I'd find Raphael. He wanted me to.
They are used by the CIA.
You are a murderer. Murder? Murder is a word for criminals. I have a job to protect the stability of a continent.
Betrayed by the mercenaries.
Well, you get paid by the hour or by the body?
I get paid the same way you do.
Until they see too much.
Something happening to us.
Yeah, I think it is.
Until they feel too much. Until they must take action.
Somoza's a killer. I thought the war would end soon. How many reasons do you want?
Action that could cost them their lives. On this roll of film, in the camera of a U.S. photojournalist, under fire on all sides, is one hell of a picture. Nick Nolte, Gene Hackman, Joanna Cassidy, Jean-Louis Trintignant. Under fire.
I'm conducting an inquiry into the events surrounding the death of Sergeant Waters. The report I file will be confidential. What will the Army say when they find out 2 white officers beat up the murder victim not long before he was shot to death?
You've got a motive, you've got a witness. What more do you want?
This is still my investigation, Charlie.
You killed Waters, didn't you? Answer me! Did you kill Waters?
Captain Richard Davenport has come to Fort Neal to find out the truth about a man's past.
What kind of man was he?
I'm the kind of colored man that don't like lazy, shiftless Negroes.
His enemies.
Waited a long time for you, boy. But I got you.
And his murder. Keep turning this thing over. You bound to have an explosion.
Now, you hit him, didn't you?
I knocked him down.
They're all lying.
Prove it.
Then you shot him. He was alive when we left.
Who gave you the right to judge?
Hong Kong was where it began. Wesley, a soldier of fortune, was on his way to meet with those who would change his destiny, with people like himself who accept death as a way of life.
Neither my country nor any of the other governments involved will ever recognize your operation officially.
We get paid. That's explanation enough. We want to go into the triangle and burn a little opium. It's 2 days' work against 2 years in jail.
People in the triangle aren't very nice.
They were not afraid to fight, even though the odds meant that some of them would surely die. But the purpose of their mission changed when they became the target.
Material requisitioned. Operation is go. Over and out.
$10 million. A whole year's harvest check. You find them and make it slow. I want them to suffer. When you said they were 5 hours late, I just had to see you.
6. Just call the base captain. No news.
You all right?
Sure. We're only screaming to scare them.
Starring Lewis Collins, Lee Van Cleef, Ernest Borgnine, and Klaus Kinski.
He's the greatest son of a bitch of them all. And he's surrounded by a crowd of rapists, thieves, and killers.
They are the men with the code name Wild Geese.
The fighting. The killing. The maiming. The Agent Orange and napalm. The torture cages. They were the easy part of combat shock. Meet Frankie Dunlop, decorated war hero, ex-prisoner of war. But when he returned home, nothing had prepared him for the nightmare that would follow. Combat shock.
What do you want, a broken arm?
Yeah, let's break his arm.
He found society had turned against him. His job was gone.
Doesn't look any better to me, Frankie. There's nothing here for you. They want experience. You don't have the skill.
The chemical warfare that had poisoned Vietnam was now poisoning his family.
Hey, just shut up. You knew what it was like out there. You knew what you were exposed to. You didn't tell me.
His childhood friend had become a desperate junkie. And the sweet little girl next door was being forced to sell her body in the gutter.
He missed you on a date?
That's no way to behave.
Combat shock. Frankie tried to stand up to the scum.
Any idea what you're doing to that kid? Hey, get the fuck out of here, man! Hey, you leave my wife out of this.
But he found that life in the streets was more treacherous than the jungles of Vietnam.
Go stuff my ass.
Shut up, bitch! What are you doing with that girl?
What are you trying to do, Mike? Then your crime's on me?
Combat shock. It followed him everywhere. Combat shock. Was it a nightmare or a reality? The battlefield may have changed, but the war was still on. Combat shock. More action than Rambo. More terror than the Terminator.
I love you.
More gut-wrenching violence than Commando. Combat shock. An explosive film you'll never forget. Combat shock.